What does your video game machine say about you as a lover? Could you afford the price tag of a classic Star Trek prop? Will NASA's latest plan to explore the universe bring about the destruction of Earth? Is a Twilight actor moonlighting as a Greek god? All that plus Kirk stops by to stump us in trivia. You do not want to miss today's jam-packed installment of Slice.
Covering all the news from every dark corner of the universe. SliceofSciFi.com.
Hey, welcome everyone to another Slice of Sci-Fi. I'm Michael Armenenge.
I'm Ben Raggington.
I'm Noah Richmond.
I'm Megan Zier.
And I'm Keith Lane.
Alrighty, folks, let's get to some news.
Your news team is next.
Now, everybody will remember that last week we did a cute story about some nice little Trek love between Captain Kirk and, well, William Shatner and a Gorn. And it's everybody is just simply talking about it right now. So, question, does anybody actually remember watching the episode Arena? The classic Star Trek episode?
Yes.
Very, very good.
Very much so.
Well, looking back at those days, you know, genre programming was not a great big hot thing back then. Even with Star Trek being the hot item that it was. So there's a change in society right now. Geek Revolution is just really taking the storm. So what we're seeing is that Trek really seems to be getting a lot of really great love in terms of, especially in terms of parody. And if you don't believe us, all you got to do is check out this commercial from the South Dakota Lottery.
Oh, this
is for the new Star Trek scratch game.
This mission is the utmost important. We must sneak into the neutral zone to get the new Star Trek ticket from the South Dakota Lottery.
Captain, Klingons off the port side.
Fire! Photon torpedoes! Warp factor 6. Engage!
Beam into your nearest lottery retailer for a chance to win up to $12,000 with a new Star Trek scratch ticket.
Captain! Go without me!
Must be 18 to play. Please play responsibly. Now like us on Facebook and YouTube.
That's awesome!
Just so awesome. That is beyond awesome. I absolutely love that. Holy crap.
I love that the red shirt was taking the hit on that one.
Was there like an open casting call where it was just like, hey, Star Trek geeks, come be in our commercial? That would be amazing.
I'd like to know the background of that.
If the IRS is in on it, why not South Dakota Lottery?
Here's the thing, is that this is a cool enough commercial that it has to spawn a whole bunch of parody commercials. There has to, I mean, I have like 3 or 4 scenarios in my head right now that I want to just do.
Like what else can be Star Trek themed?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. All right, well, speaking of Star Trek theme, we do have more Trek love. This is expensive love. Is the phaser rifle that was used by Captain James T. Kirk to take down Gary Mitchell. Spoiler for all of those of the of you that never saw it.
No, I can't listen.
And Where No Man Has Gone Before. It was recently sold at auction for the record-breaking amount of $231,000.
Wow.
Okay.
$231,000 for
that's pretty good.
A wood and aluminum prop weapon, which was used by William Shatner in the second pilot episode before being returned to its designer. The toy designer Reuben Klamer created the rifle at Gene Roddenberry's request. Get this, in exchange for licensing rights to produce toys based on the design. Now, here's the question, because I remember Star Trek toys when I was a kid.
Yeah, I never saw that.
I remember
I bought the models is what I bought. Revell had actually a ton of the tricorders and the phasers
I had that
and so
too.
forth.
Yeah. But it was just a phaser. It was just a phaser pistol. I never saw the phaser rifle ever used again. It was never used again in the TV series, and it was never marketed as a toy.
It was in one episode.
Never marketed as a toy.
No,
and you're right. Just the one Star Trek episode. Never saw it again.
Yeah.
Right. So it's exactly what I have to wonder. Did he actually make any money off of that?
I'm guessing not.
Well, it was still used in other things, though, wasn't it?
No.
Well, maybe it was on a lunchbox or something, I thought.
Right.
Well, now gosh,
Come on, somebody must have bought that lunchbox.
I remember seeing them put together a phaser and a rifle. Wasn't that another episode, or am I
don't know. That sounds like you're thinking of the man with the golden gun.
No, I know, but it was very much like that. It was very much where they actually slid it into something else. But I think that was Next Gen. I think Riker did that, or it was either in the movies or it was on Next Gen.
Well, they did it in an episode of Doctor Who.
Okay, then it had to have been that. There we go. Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. So I remember Riker assembling a phaser with a anyway.
Yes, so some kind of mashup.
Yes.
Anyway, it should be worth pointing out that the phaser rifle is only the second most expensive auctioned classic Trek item. The first one is the captain's chair, and somebody actually that one went for $304,750.
Wow!
In 2008.
That's an expensive damn chair.
Well, to wrap up the Trek love, we've got a slicer. He gave us a contribution. He's blessed with an amazing name. His first name
is Kirk.
Hey, Slicers, it's the captain, and... Hey, red shirt! Landscape means sideways. There you go. Horizontal. There you go. Good little red shirt. You know, by the time I get you trained, something back... Bones. We lost another one.
I love the smoke.
Oh, great!
What kind of dangerous special effect was that, I wonder?
I have no idea.
That was just awesome. So just a little bit on the Trek love, just to finish things up. There's going to be a mini fest up in Prescott. It's a mini film fest. It's all part of the Prescott Film Festival. It is April 19th through the 21st. And the Star Trek connection is they will be showing the movie Trek Nation, and Rod Roddenberry will be a guest panelist.
That's very cool.
So while we won't be going to Mars anytime soon, by 2021 we could be exploring a different kind of heavenly body. Asteroids. The next phase for human space exploration involves an ambitious plan to send a probe out to capture a small asteroid in the year 2019 and bring it into orbit around the moon. A manned expedition would then be launched to explore the asteroid in 2021. Senator Bill Nelson from Florida and an anonymous White House official, have leaked...
Anonymous? Okay.
Have leaked a few details, including some $78 million in the 2014 proposed budget to begin planning the mission.
Wow.
And I like this part. If you're worried that bringing an asteroid,
which was my exact thought,
I think everybody's first thought,
exactly,
could go horribly wrong, and send a large chunk of space debris slamming into our planet, I particularly like this. You don't need to worry.
No, don't worry about that.
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Don't panic.
Plus, they've got Bruce Willis on standby.
That's right.
The asteroid chosen would be large enough to study, but small enough that it would burn up in the atmosphere if something went wrong.
Okay. Well, that's smart.
Now, how we guarantee this, I still have to wonder.
I don't know.
Science. That's how we guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Guarantee it. Well, you know, and that's the thing. I mean, it's they're not hauling like a moon-sized rock into orbit. So
no.
it's a small asteroid.
It's a small
asteroid
piece.
hits us all the time. So
I just love that we're going to have the moon revolving around us, and then the moon has its own moon. I think that's awesome.
Oh, that would be cool.
That's what it's going to be. It's going to be in orbit around the moon, right?
That's awesome.
So
I
we
love
got
that.
moon around the Earth.
Moon around the moon.
Mini moon around the moon.
And then we could put one around the asteroid.
Oh my goodness! It'll be so great.
Awesome. It could be a golf ball or something.
It'll be a extrastellar art installation.
Absolutely.
Well, okay, so let's change topics here.
Yes, please.
Everybody got really excited with Kickstarter and what it did for Veronica Mars. So, of course, one of the big topics was, will it possibly bring back Firefly? Sadly, we already know that's not the case, but there's another show that's being bandied about as a possibility, and that is Farscape.
That would be cool.
Really?
Yes. According to Rockne S. O'Bannon, he says that the success of the bazillion-dollar crowdfunding for Veronica Mars, a similar model could be used to revive the feature film for this series, which I think would be a great idea because it just did not get the send-off that it deserved.
Wow.
Now, Rockne said to Sci-Fi Now, a feature is something we've talked about. That's not out of the question. Obviously, Firefly found new life in features as Serenity, so it can happen.
Oh, absolutely. I think there's a lot of... There's so much content to be mined there.
Absolutely. Right. We continue to talk about it. I would love to go and revisit that world. So, the question now is, Slicers, would you like to see the crew of Moya come back for a theatrical film? I sure would.
I would love to see a feature film around Moya. Would that be awesome? Yeah. I mean, we had a few episodes. I mean, we had a few episodes where we really kind of got into the living ship. I mean,
could do it,
and it would be just so cool if we could do a feature on her.
So if there was a Kickstarter on it, would people support it? I sure as heck would.
Well, I know every Farscape fan would. Yeah,
absolutely. And there's a lot of them out there.
Right. Well, and it's something that's been overdue for so long. I mean, there's been talk of keeping going with the webisodes for like how many years now?
Ben Browder doing anything?
Not at the moment.
Stargate,
no, the last he's just done some guest stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the last thing he did was Arrow.
Yeah, he was on Arrow.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And they've been doing some comic book minis for a while for Farscape too.
So as far as you listeners out there, what are your thoughts on that? Why don't you contact us here in the studio? And how can they do that, Mike?
Why, you can call the number. It's 206-339-TECH. That's 206-339-8735. I'm really tired tonight.
You need a Scooby snack.
I do need a Scooby snack.
All right. So if you're like a lot of John Scalzi's readers, you may have come to the end of his 13-week serialized novel, The Human Division.
Yes.
And been left wanting more.
Of course you have. Because it's John. He loves to leave you wanting more.
But if so, you are in luck because the series has been such a sales success that publisher Tor and Scalzi are readying a deal that would bring readers back to the universe of Old Man's War and the Human Division.
Ooh, wow.
As the last installment went live last week, Scalzi announced the novel has been renewed for a season 2. Scalzi says he's not yet sure what form that will take, but that he and Tor are looking at a lot of ideas to bring readers back for the next run of stories.
Very cool. Well, that was kind of inevitable, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have a sad news. There was a gentleman named Jim Mees who passed away, and a lot of people may not know who he is. He was responsible for designing sets for a variety of American TV shows, but most notably for Star Trek in terms of Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Enterprise. He also received 5 Emmy nominations for his work with those futuristic sets, and I thought some of the stuff he designed was just beautiful to look at. So he passed away in his home on March 29th at the age of 59. So for everybody here at Slice, thank you, Jim, for your contribution to the shows that we all love and hold near and dear to our hearts.
Okay, excellent. And I think that's a good place to take a quick break. And we'll be back with more right after this.
Hey Slicers, it's Brian from Slice of Sci-Fi TV, and I have the coolest new application to show you. It's the Slice of Sci-Fi app. Here's how it works. By selecting the Slice of Sci-Fi application, it brings you to the home page where you can select an episode, ask a frequently asked question, go to the Slice of Sci-Fi website, the Slice of Sci-Fi TV website, and the Slice of Sci-Fi XM Sirius satellite site, so you can read, watch, and listen to any of the episodes. Start off by selecting an episode. Now, once you've done that, you can leave video feedback. Hey Slicers, I really loved the last episode. Audio feedback. Hey Slicers, I'm leaving you some feedback for the radio show. Or send us an email. So download the app and share your thoughts because we want to hear from you.
And now the news.
And all my connections on my board are crackling badly today.
So Disney's reboot of The Black Hole has found a new writer.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no, they're making this movie
really?
again. No.
Why?
Prometheus co-writer John Spates has been tapped to write the film and hopefully kick the long-in-development project into higher gear.
Oh, I wish they could keep it in development. Just leave it there.
Oh, jeez.
Joe Kosinski will direct the reboot.
That's the only good thing about it.
Okay, well.
So, what else has Joe Kosinski directed?
He did Tron Legacy, and he's also directing Oblivion.
Ah, okay. Black Hole was the most expensive movie Disney ever made when it was released in 1979.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, it's not the most expensive now.
No, but I think the reason it was probably most expensive, I mean, I hate the story. I just can't stand it, but I love to look at it because it's got beautiful production values.
It does.
But that's it. That's where it stops.
Yeah.
So are Xbox users better lovers?
Oh, this
is an interesting story.
Now, there's been a lot of debate among video game fans, as far as which is the better game console. But could your choice of the gaming machine also reveal your sexual prowess?
What?
Apparently,
really?
yeah. Well,
this
apparently
sounds like some marketing ploy.
I don't know. Apparently, there was some.
It's a really bad one.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a really bad one.
Yeah, there was apparently a new study in the UK by Voucher Codes Pro, and they polled 1,747 gamers, and it came up with some rather intriguing, and I say that loosely, results.
And I want to know how many of those gamers were women.
Personally. Now, let's just break this down by console first. It was found that Xbox gamers apparently were 54% good or above in bed, and 22% being considered excellent. But
so are they just better liars?
Well,
is that it?
Are they evaluating themselves?
Exactly. Where's the peer group that actually put this together? I want to see the judging, damn it.
Well,
did they take in videos or what?
I know. Those who use the Wii console, and I love the fact that it was the Wii console, only came in with a 47% being rated good or above. PC gamers fared the worst of all with only a 3% ranking as excellent. Now, the study did not include data for PlayStation 3 users, but heck...
WTF, come on.
But because they've gone blind and have very, very sore hands. So next time you have to choose a gaming console. Wear a condom, brum-bum.
Oh, man.
What I want to know, and this is the question I was bandied about, were these gamers, were they actually rating themselves?
Yeah,
and there's the rub. I had to say it, people. I'm sorry.
And on that note, holy cow, I've got bad images in my
think
head.
we need to have a brain enema, and trivia is the answer for that.
I need trivia, please.
Put on your thinking caps, kids, and play along with the gang. Hey, it's trivia time!
Well, hello, Slicers. Kurt in St. George here. Recently, I watched a movie that came out a few years ago. It was called Dead Snow. It was about Nazi zombies. So that got me thinking. It's been 68 years since the end of the Second World War, and Nazis still make great movie villains. So that's what this week's trivia is about, Nazi bad guys.
Okay.
Here's the first clip.
And what you sense is my fate in the death camp.
A place where people gather to die.
A place where people are murdered.
The Keep.
I have no idea.
Yes, and on a
Yeah, it's The
small
Keep.
wonder.
Good for you.
Wow.
The leader in Berlin. And the soldiers in black. I will destroy them!
Very good, because I have
I would
no
not
clue.
have got that. I would no.
And I'm going to give you a second scene from the same movie.
You have scooped the most dizzy psychus out of the German gutter. You have released the foulness that dwells in all men's minds. You have infected millions with your twisted fantasies. And from the millions of diseased mentalities that worship your twisted cross.
Wow.
Wow. Never heard it.
First clip featured Ian McKellen and Michael Carter. The second
thought
clip
the voice was
featured
familiar.
Jürgen Prochnow in The Keep
Oh
from
my God, I've
1982.
seen this.
This should have been a great movie. It was based on an outstanding novel by F. Paul Wilson, directed by Michael Mann, starred Ian McKellen, Jürgen Prochnow, Gabriel Byrne, and Scott Glenn. The cinematography was excellent. It had a great score by Tangerine Dream, but this movie was a mess. This movie is almost painful for me to watch. Here's the next clip.
Nazis
I hate these
Oh,
guys.
please.
Oh, that's, yeah, geez.
Last Crusade.
Last Crusade.
This next clip should give it away.
What is this book? That miserable little diary of yours. Here's the map. The book is useless, and yet you come all the way back to Berlin to get it. Why? What are you hiding? What does the diary tell you that it doesn't tell us?
Tells me that goose-stepping morons like yourself should try reading books instead of burning them.
Okay, the first clip featured Harrison Ford. The second clip featured Michael Byrne and Sean Connery in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade from 1989. Get ready, here comes our final set of clips of the day.
What did you 6 sons of bitches do to me?
I should have told you.
What? Did I look like a fuck polar bear? I mean, you know what? You two really know how to fuck a guy's Christmas. Hurry, you fool! What is wrong with you?
Does it surf Nazis must die?
Surf Nazis must die. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, I was going to say it just as you said it.
And the final scene.
It is.
Yes, it's ours. No. Hear me out. The moon is American soil. Moon flag, stars and stripes. Who beat the moon Nazis? We did. Well, yeah, all right. You helped out here and there, but ultimately it's just like World War II, and who won that? We did.
Wow.
What great dialogue.
It was such a great
movie. The first clip featured Christopher Kirby and Götz Otto, and the second clip featured Stephanie Paul in Iron Sky.
Oh, it's Iron Sky!
That's all
my
for
God.
Nazi villain
Shame on
trivia,
me.
except I
Wow.
wish Rob Zombie would make a real version of this fake trailer.
Welcome to Death Camp 13, home of the Nazis' diabolical plans to create an army of super werewolf soldiers.
We are now in total control of pure wolf.
Werewolf women of the SS.
Ideas you'd like to
wanna
send
see
me,
that.
please send them to sliceoftrivia@gmail.com.
Wow. I can't believe Iron Sky and Surf Nazis Must Die sound so close. I had no idea.
Right.
That's awesome. Well, we only have a couple minutes here left, so do we
Well,
have, we have
got
one more story
We
here.
just got one thing here, and I didn't know about this, but apparently Hollywood is developing 2 new screen versions of Hercules, and I think that's
Really?
too many. One is from director Brett Ratner, and The Rock is going to be in the lead role.
The Rock!
I know. The other is a 3D movie, and it's going to be
3D Hercules?
3D,
Really?
3D Hercules, and the director.
So we can see his bulging pecs in 3D.
Yes,
That'll be awesome.
Well, don't be so sure about that. The action director is Rennie Harlan, and he just found his man, and it's Twilight actor Kellen Lutz.
Oh, no, really?
Hey, that's not bad looking.
I don't know. Well, anyway.
At the very least, he'll be pretty.
Well, this is what Harlan had to say. It takes more than a good physique to portray the most legendary mythological personality in history, and Kellen has exactly that, personality. He's not afraid to explore the strengths and vulnerabilities of the character, and he impressed me with his passion and heart. When did Hercules become this kind of a story?
What the
When
hell?
they needed to tell new stories and they needed it to be free.
Free?
Hercules, free.
They don't
I
have,
can't
they don't
own
have to pay the
Hercules.
author.
You know,
They don't
you
have to pay
can't
the
own a
author.
Greek god.
All you got just give me the old Italian Lou Ferrigno films, and I'm good.
Right.
Wow.
It's free, and there's already an established fan base.
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, I do think that you could use more sword and sandal. You don't really see the genre that much
That's true.
anymore.
No, but
Wow.
not
Clash of the
this.
Titans.
But not
Not
this.
that. I mean,
300.
I know. I was gonna say if you're gonna do it seriously stylized like 300. I mean, at least
Right.
then it's
And
then
it might
it's
be, we don't
it's
know.
more comic book esque type. Kind of.
It's
fantasy.
based on a mythological character anyway. You don't want to give him that much pathos. I mean, it just
But
seems kind of
exactly.
strange.
All stories are based on mythology at some level.
I know, but they're all two-dimensional too.
Wow.
I know, so you add your own 3 dimension to it. I'm for it. I like mythology. So I mean, I don't know if I'm for Kellen Lutz's Hercules, but I'm for making Hercules stories.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. Absolutely.
Well, it's something that hasn't been explored yet, but it's all about story, guys. I mean, it really is the screenplay. It doesn't matter what character we're talking about. I mean, Little Rabbit Foo-Foo could be a great movie if they write it right, you know? So,
exactly. You don't want to sweep or sweep a whole genre under the rug.
There's the Kickstarter I want. Little Rabbit Foo-Foo, feature-length film. There we go.
Well, I guess the one thing that concerns me is with that big description that just gave about Hercules is like, oh, what? Do you want an action movie, or are you going to turn this into, pardon the expression, a chick flick?
Yeah, if it's a Twilight knockoff.
Exactly.
Well, but he didn't have that big a part in Twilight. You don't know what he can do.
I mean, and I'm sorry, I look at him. He's not Hercules for me.
He's too young to be Hercules.
He's too young.
He's too pretty.
Oh, he's so pretty. Look at him. He's so pretty.
He's just so pretty.
That's true. Hercules for me is Jason and the Argonauts.
There you go. There you go.
Very rugged.
Yeah, he needs to be a little bit hairier, I think.
Yeah.
Like Marvel Hercules.
Something like that. Ooh. All right. Anyway, that's going to do it for this show. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll come back with more. And I gotta get this out of my head. Bye, everyone.